Hello, everybody. It's Sunday afternoon, and I wanted to come on and just go over one or two things regarding what's happened with my sister and her husband. I mentioned in the last video that they were both tested for COVID-19, both tested positive. My brother-in-law died the following day. My sister's not well. Both of them moved into a nursing home in the last couple of years, both suffering with dementia, different stages, not as bad as Alfie's by any means. They didn't have the Parkinson's disease to contend with, but my sister does have other issues, including leukemia. So she's battling the COVID-19. She's lost a husband of 60-something years. Their eldest child is 63, and they've got two younger, about 18 months between each of them. They have grandchildren. They have lots of friends. But we learnt yesterday also that only 10 people are going to be allowed to attend the funeral. And even with those 10 people, there is going to be isolation, distancing themselves from each other. And I was just thinking how, in a time of mourning, as this is now, nobody is there to physically be able to console their mother, their siblings, the grandchildren. In the case of my sister, I don't think she will be going to the funeral. I might be wrong and things might change, but the dementia is such that she might not understand, and it might be not only confusing for her, but very upsetting, especially as her children are there and the grandchildren are there. And if she did go, she would be probably with a member of staff from the care home, I don't know. So I don't think my sister will be going to her husband's funeral even. And just 10 people, which will be the 3 kids and their partners and a few of the grandchildren. That will take place, the funeral will take place on the 24th of April. And when in contact with my niece yesterday, I just mentioned a few things about her dad, just came naturally to mind about things that how I burnt my leg as a little girl on the back of his motorbike, and his mother put a poultice of bicarbonate of soda on the burn, and how he always used to like to get up at parties and be the life and soul and sing. And I remember him singing one particular song, which was, I think it was by Neil Sedaka, and it was One Way Ticket to the Blue. And I actually remember the words to that song. How sad is that? And I would only have been about 9 years old, I think. But I remember that. And there used to be a lot of parties that we used to go to with Alfie and myself and our children as they were growing up. So there's a lot of history, a lot of family memories, a lot of support from my sister, and we're going to be unable to give her that support. I didn't realise, she's actually as bad as she is with the dementia. leads me to thinking how many other people are going to be in the same boat, and what will they do for their own network of support. I don't know whether there's groups set up online, there may well be. I don't know whether people are going to be worrying themselves silly about money for funeral expenses, and maybe their relatives will get together, club together, and help out in that way, which is one way not only of showing respect for the person who's passed, but a way of showing support for the spouse and the family. I don't even know whether flowers are going to be allowed at the funeral. I doubt whether anybody's delivering flowers. So on the 24th of April, it will be a very sad affair. People, all of them, keeping their distance from each other when all they want to do is to hug each other. And my sister, alone, by herself, in that nursing home, without even, telephone contact, because of the dementia. She doesn't really understand. Alfie can't use the telephone or speak on the telephone. And I think from, what my niece has told me, my sister will sort of converse, but she's conversing probably to somebody she's seeing looking through her window who isn't really there. And I wonder if she's looking for her husband, who really isn't there, at least not physically. So if everybody could just remember those who are stuck, as I'm stuck, not seeing the person they care for most in the world, not knowing whether they're going to see that person ever again. And for people like my sister, who for the first time since she was 18 is now totally alone, at least until such time as her kids can go and see her again. Who knows? I'll end in saying this. There's people I see walking down my road, not many, but a few. Mother, father, 3 or 4 children, all going out as though it's just a summer's day, and it is a lovely day. Walking down to the shops, they're putting themselves and their children at risk. And if they don't care about that, they're putting other people at risk also. They're going to be overloading the National Health Service, which is already above what it can contain. I see people on YouTube taking their families of half a dozen kids to the store, saying that it's not going to affect them. You're ridiculous. I never dreamt it was going to be affecting my family, a family who actually are abiding by the very sensible legislation that's in effect. And you people, you should be damn well ashamed of yourselves. And I just think you're disgusting. Have some thought. Have some thought for your children. Have some thought for other people. And you might actually survive without a scrape. I really hope so. I'll speak to you all later. God bless everybody.